All right, guys, welcome to Flex Day number 2, Tuesday, October 24th. These are the notes that we're going to do today, and then you'll have an assignment, and then, like I said, there might be a pop quiz tomorrow based on these notes. So I don't know if it's true, you never know, but it's probably going to happen. All right, so we've been talking about buying decisions. We looked at that yesterday. Even though Dave Ramsey, he talks about staying away from credit cards and that kind of stuff, we still have to, which I 100% agree with, by the way, we still have to talk about what credit is and the different types or sources of credit. So whenever you hear the term credit, you're not just thinking about a credit card, okay? Anytime you borrow money, that is credit, okay? When you borrow money and you're going to pay it back later, that's what credit is. There are 6 sources of credit or types of credit. All right, we're going to talk about each one here. Service credit, this is your utility bills, okay? So you receive the service and then you pay for them later. So like your light bill or your water bill or your gas bill, your electric bill, whatever, you pay based on how much you use that prior month, okay? That's called a service credit. So all of your utility bills, cable bill, all that stuff falls under service credit because you get the service and then pay for it based on your usage. And then credit cards, those are what the more popular when you hear about credit. It's credit card. That's that plastic card that's linked to an account. So you use your credit card, Visa or MasterCard, and then you pay for it later. So again, if we go back to the definition of credit, all of these are basically paying it back later. So buy now, pay later type things. Store accounts, this is the same thing as a credit card. However, it is just good for the store. So Macy's, Kohl's, Old Navy, those cards are technically credit cards, but you can't use them anywhere other than the store. A regular credit card you could use anywhere. Okay. And then there's this thing called a charge card. A lot of people don't realize that American Express is technically a charge card, not a credit card. Now it's pretty much the same thing as a credit card, but you have to pay the balance in full at the end of each month. And if you don't, they have a huge interest rate fee or penalty if you don't do that. And then there's also an annual fee. And that means you pay to be able to have that card. It's kind of silly. And then a consumer loan, that's when you go to a bank if you're getting a car and you need a car loan, which Dave says not to do. You go to the bank, they give you a loan for the car, all right, or any other purchase. You can get just a regular loan. But that's something that you get now and then you pay for it later. And then this line of credit, this is common with houses. You'll have what's called equity, okay? So equity, write this down. Equity is the difference between what you owe and what it's worth, okay, whatever it is. Let's say we're talking about a house, and let's say you owe $100,000 on that house, but it's worth $200,000. Okay, so you're going to have $100,000 of equity, or ownership is another way of looking at equity. Okay, so what you can do and what people do when they, make major renovations sometimes to their house or put a pool in, something like that, they will go to the bank and they'll get a line of credit, a home equity line of credit. So in that scenario that I just gave you, the 100,000, 200,000 example where you have $100,000 of equity, you can get up to $100,000 from the bank through a home equity line of credit. You use that ownership or that equity as what's called collateral against your loan. So let's say you get $50,000 home equity line of credit. You're not just getting a free $50,000. It's still a loan, but that amount is based on, like I said, the equity or ownership that you have. Okay? So those are the 6 sources or types of credit. When we look at the cost or trying to figure out the cost of credit, we look at 2 different types of interest rates. Okay? This is not compound and fixed interest and all that stuff. So That kind of interest that we talked about is interest that we are gaining. Okay. This interest, fixed and variable, is the interest that we pay as a result of having credit. Okay. Or getting a loan or whatever. Fixed means it stays the same and never changes. That's the kind that you want if you are going to take out a loan or you are going to have credit, is you don't want it to be able to go up. And in a variable interest rate scenario, the lender or whoever is giving you the money can change that rate whenever they want, okay, without notice. So that's a variable interest rate. You want to try to stay away from those. But fixed stays the same. Variable means it changes. There are also some penalties and fees associated with credit. No bank or lender is just going to give you free money that you pay back. Okay, there's always going to be some sort of fee or charge. When we look at penalty, we're talking about the amount or a certain amount that you have to pay if you violate something in the credit agreement. Every credit card or loan that you take out will have an agreement. It'll say, what the interest rate is, when your payments due, and a lot of other things. So if you violate those, then you're going to have to pay a certain fee. So here are the three main types of penalties that you would pay for with credit. A late payment fee. So if you pay past the due date every month, then you'll get hit with a late payment fee. It's like $35 or $40 on top of your regular payment amount. And then over the limit fee means with credit cards, you have a maximum amount. It's called a credit limit. And if you go over that, which you shouldn't be able to go over that, but they allow you to go over that, you will have to pay then an over the limit fee, which is usually about the same amount as a late payment fee, sometimes more. Okay. And then a cancellation fee, believe it or not, there are loans, car loans, that if you pay it off early, you have to pay a penalty. You have to pay a fee to be able to pay off your loan before the loan is up, which is crazy in itself to think about. But that's called a cancellation fee. So I hope you're picking up on the fact that, while credit is out there and it's something that you might be exposed to later on, you want to try to stay away from it for these main reasons right here. Okay. All right. Head over to Canvas. It's in the same modules section as this one. And on Canvas, you are going to see, let me pull up the assignment, credit search under the modules, Flex Day number 2, 1024, credit search. You're just going to look around at various credit cards, service accounts, department store accounts, and just answer those questions. Okay, don't forget, probably going to have a pop quiz tomorrow based on the notes that you just did. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you Wednesday.